Brian Hummel here, starting at the deer feeder. Wanted to highlight something, and I've videotaped this berm before, but this berm, because we were attracting deer here in order to have a venison garden, this berm kept getting just totally hammered by deer, and I was getting so upset. It was nothing but caliche, nothing was growing on it. I mean, this caliche is just really, really awful soil. I can't even stick my finger in it. It is just hard as a rock. It's pretty much straight caliche clay, and nothing was growing on it. And the deer just kept, anything that came up, the deer would hammer it. But now, I don't know, I mean, we didn't shoot any deer this year, so I don't know who did, but there's not very many deer. They used to hammer my penstemons, and now they're growing. Got mealy blue sage coming up like crazy. Mealy blue sage. You've got a bunch of these Engelmann's daisies. You've got grass like crazy. Got some weesach coming up. And even though this is pretty much straight caliche, I can't even see the caliche anymore. I may have added, 10% mulch into this caliche when I was laying it out, but I can't even see the ground. And just a few years ago, here's a couple spots where I can see the ground. Yep, just straight caliche. But I've got lots of little seedlings of standing cypress for next year. Here's one of the sennas, and it looks like it's coming back down over there. I love these juniper logs, so I use them as sort of like, just art. And I've been really impressed with this caliche berm. I badmouth caliche all the time, and I'm still not a huge fan, but I think this is because it got a whole bunch of deer poop on it. So that those deer coming to the deer feeder, the deer were bringing in the microbial activity that the soil needed. And they were concentrated right here for a while. And or maybe if any of this material in a big rain washed down, it can't escape. It gets caught by this berm. This berm pulls it all the way around, through the trees, down another berm, all the way back into the woods, and then it zigzags back in and gets caught in that pond. No, gets caught in that pond, and that pond overflows into this little pond, and this pond flows into another little pond. Then it gets caught in another berm and goes down, I don't know, another quarter mile. But anyway, I wish it was daytime. Maybe I'll get a video of this tomorrow. I'm just so excited that it's springtime, and we've got bugs out and pollinators out and flowers coming, and there's a whole lot you can do on this nasty caliche soil if you let biology do the work and you let water do the work, and you set up these beaver biomimicry patterns or these leaf biomimicry patterns that slow spread and sink water into your landscape, so you get free gravity powered irrigation. So that's the only work. You set up a system, and then you make sure that the life is there, and whether it be the biology that I planted or the microbes that I really strongly think the deer brought in for me, the soil just comes back to life. And this is unbelievably healthier than it was just a few years ago. I've got photos to prove it, but what I would really like to do is get with some university researchers to come out and do some of the data collection on these projects. I'm also working with some regenerative agricultural folks on land that's tremendously nicer than what I've got here in the hill country, and we can document how we can mitigate flooding liabilities, mitigate drought liabilities. We can bring groundwater tables up. We can recreate springs. We can basically turn a flooding liability into an agricultural abundance and a groundwater asset, and do it all at enhanced agricultural profit. And that's the kind of thing that just lights me up, and that's the kind of thing that I think will get attention from both sides of the political spectrum, because nature is nonpartisan. And nature's extremely resilient. Nature's been doing the same thing for 3.8 billion years, and anything that didn't work are fossils. Talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye-bye.